morning, class. Well, it's afternoon, but so we're going to go back to chapter 1 that we read yesterday. So we're going to go ahead and read our objectives before we start with our activity for the day. So if you'll read with me for the content objective, students will be able to describe how the characters, traits in the war that saved my life influence the sequence of events. Good. So let's look at sequence of events for a minute, and who remembers what we went over yesterday of what sequence of events means? It can be your own definition.
Something to do with things going order.
Okay. So we could say that it's events that happen after each other. Would you be okay with that, Phil?
Yes.
Okay. So it'll be the events that happen in order in the story. Okay. So let's move on to our language objective for this. So go ahead and read with me again. Students will describe with their shoulder partner the character traits and their orally answer questions to the class. Who remembers what traits means? So traits means traits will mean the different things to describe. So basically we're going to use it as to describe. So traits will be something to describe the characters. So let's go ahead and read. Yes?
Can you give an example?
Yes. So to describe myself, I have brown hair. To describe Phil, he's wearing a black shirt. For you, it will be you're wearing a flower shawl.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Or you could even use it as I'm happy today. A trait about me is that I'm happy. Or if you're feeling sad, then that's a trait also. Okay, so to move on from this, can anyone give me a detail about chapter 1 that you remember from reading yesterday? Yes.
There was blood.
Okay. What happened with that blood?
Ava was trying to hide it.
Okay. Phil, do you remember why?
She shouldn't have done something she did to leave.
Okay. What else happened in chapter 1?
There was tea.
Okay. And why was the tea significant? Or in other words, why was it important in the story? It symbolizes something.
Does it symbolize man's control over Ada?
In a sense, it actually does. Just because Ma'am always tells Ada what to do, and later there will be other events that will come back to it. So T equals control. What else happens? How does Ada feel about her brother?
She wants him to stay at home with her
Why do you think she wants him to stay with her?
because it's lonely.
Okay. And how does Ada's mom feel about herself? Or
She's ashamed of Ada.
was there anything else significant that happened in chapter 1? Or do you feel that this is sufficient?
She tied up her brother. That's kind of crazy.
Okay. Anything else? Good. So we have a pretty good list with this, and through the next chapters, it will go into more depth. So what we're going to do today for our little activity is I'm going to have this cup with different, yes. So what we're going to do is I have this cup with different questions on it, and you both will take one, then you're gonna answer it, but first you're gonna talk with each other, and then you'll give me the answer, and we'll talk about it. So, for instance, if I pull out, what do you think Ada was thinking when she poured herself the tea that Mam asked for? So, if you remember in the first chapter, Ada thinks to herself something, and Mam's like, well, you know, you need to stop thinking about that because it's not gonna happen. So, I think that Ada was thinking that she wants to run away because she doesn't want to deal with this anymore. But at the same time, she's thinking about Jamie the entire time also. So, now I'm gonna have you guys pick one out. Which one would like to go first? Okay. Go ahead and choose whatever one you'd like. And then go ahead and read out loud.
Based off the chapter, think of a time when you felt like Ada. How was it the same or how was it different?
Alright, let me have that back. And then you and Phil go ahead and talk to each other since you're shoulder partners. And in about 1 minute, we'll come back together and discuss. Go ahead.
Sometimes I feel like Ada when my mom doesn't let me leave the house because I have to watch my little brother and sister. But my older sibling gets to do that all the time.
Sometimes I feel like Ada when I'm trying to learn something new, because I feel like if I could learn it, that I would be able to do it on my own and not have to ask permission. Kind of like how she's not confident in how she walks, so she can't just go and do her own thing.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
So do you want to give me a summary of what you discussed? Either one of you? Let's go with Melanie.
It's like you want to do stuff but you can't, and you're trying to find the stuff inside you that makes you want to do it.
Okay. Do you want to add anything to that, Phil?
That was awesome.
Okay. So go ahead and pick one. And we'll do this again.
Based off the last paragraph, what do you think will happen?
So, based off of the last paragraph, you can go ahead and reference it.
That's what happened, though not the way I thought it would. In the end, it was the combination of the two. The end of my little war against Jamie and the start of the big war, Hitler's war, that set me free.
So, based off of that, what do you think is going to happen in the chapter? Go ahead and talk amongst yourselves. Or in the book, not the chapter.
I think Ada's gonna become Nazi.
Okay.
I think that the war is going to bring their family together, Jamie and Ada.
Okay. So, go ahead and summarize for me what you talked about.
We both think that different things are going to happen, but that the war is going to dictate whatever does happen.
Okay. So, why do you think two different things are going to happen?
She thinks Ada's going to become a Nazi, and I think that Ada and Jamie are going to support each other to get through the war.
What about man?
I think you should die.
Okay. So we're gonna move on since we've gone through these now. So for a wrap up, based on chapter 1, what do you have questions about? So I'm gonna go ahead and write down, I still wonder, and go ahead and talk in your shoulder partner one more time and ask them a question that you still have, and if they cannot answer the question, let me know after and I'll answer. And you have 1 minute.
I still wonder who Stephen White is and what role he's going to play.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say the same thing.
Okay. So, do you have any questions for me? Yes.
Who's Stephen White?
Stephen White will be a character that will become more affluent in the chapters to come. He'll be Ada's love interest, and he'll be someone that helps Ada make